This video covers several tools that you might find useful while using the quiz zone. Let's start by exploring the menu called the quiz zone. You may want to independently start the game window, for example, to show it while you're still setting up a party. To do so, go to the quiz zone menu and click on Run Game Window. And you see, the game window is now appearing in my screen. Let me lower the volume. The quiz zone is quite light to run, but not everyone has the same computer. For this reason, the game window you have just opened can have different sizes and different graphics qualities. You can adjust them with the graphics settings tool that we are now going to see. Let's go back to the quiz zone menu and let's go to game window settings. So the first thing that I want to do is to resize my screen because this is too large for me at the moment. So I want to have this window resolution, and I set the resolution, and I'm also saying that this should run in a window. But for this example, I just want it super small. So I can put it here. And then I want to change the graphics quality. So for example, I want the high quality. And then I click and I set the quality. But how do I understand if the settings that you have just defined are going to work well for you? This is what the testing tool is for. So let's close this window, the quiz zone, and test game window performance. Do you want to launch the graphics test? You click on yes. And at this point, you will get a loop. You see that you get a window here saying that it's testing, and now we are starting the test loop. And while it's looping, the game is actually going to record the frame rate of the video game, so that at the end you will get a report and you will know if the frame rate is good or not. And so let's just jump to the conclusion, where we can see the minimum frame rate, the maximum frame rate, and the average frame rate. Average frame rate on 120 frames per second is great. And ideally, I would like to have the minimum frame rate always above 24 or 30 frames per second. Here it's 42, so my computer is really good for running the quiz zone at high settings. Logging in is also accessed through the same menu item. This allows you to log in without waiting for the login window to pop up independently. You simply need to provide your username and password, so go here, log in, and then click on login. And then you see you can also log out because now you are logged in. If you're registered with your Facebook account and do not have a password, you will need to go to the website or our smartphone app and also add a password to your account. Otherwise, you will not be able to log in from the game manager. And now let's go to the settings menu and take a look at that. Here you can customize the localization and the font used. So let's go to settings. Localization is languages and dates. So as you can see here, I can change the language. I only have English and Italian at the moment, and I can select the date time format. So for example, I can just switch to Italian, change the date time format, I close, and the game reloads in Italian. And then I can go back and select English and write time format again. See, that's very easy. And then you can also change the fonts. Specifically, you can change the size of the font. So you can change the font like this. You get a preview of the size of the font, and this is going to be throughout the game manager. So I just want the font a bit larger like this. I close, and again, you're going to see larger fonts, see? And then I can go back and change the fonts back. 100, close, reloads, and that's all. And so here we are. Now you're really across every tool that the quiz zone has to offer.